Hi everybody, this is Adam Stern, your SFR portfolio expert here with Renter's Warehouse. I wanted to do a video going over kind of a market update from my perspective so I can talk about some of the recent portfolio transactions we've completed here over the last few months. On this email, you'll see 5 different sales that we've completed, including Atlanta, Huntsville, Orlando, Raleigh, and Dallas. I'll talk a little bit about the value the buyer's looking for, the value that sellers are achieving, and what people are really focusing on nowadays, given the market. And so to start off with, 4 of the 5 portfolios considered really Class B portfolios. In my book, a Class B portfolio, amongst other attributes, are properties that are generally renting anywhere between $1,000 and $1,250. Generally in the top 20 markets around the country, markets like Atlanta, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Dallas, Houston, markets like that. For Class B portfolios, I'm seeing cap rates being traded in the range of about the low 6s to mid 7s. That's using a standard 40 to 44% expense load. Generally, buyers that are buying these kind of assets at those kind of cap rates, they're expecting the properties to be relatively well maintained with very little deferred maintenance. They're buying them with knowing there's pretty small amount of upside, so that putting CapEx numbers or putting CapEx dollars into renovation dollars into the properties are probably going to result in maybe a small bump in the current rents. So what they're really looking for are 3 things. Number 1, cap rate, cash flow, knowing that they could buy the portfolio and it could be operated with a relatively low rehab budget. Number 2, and this has changed a little bit, financeability of the portfolio. Will the properties appraise? Can they get bank financing on it? With the low interest rate environment that we're going through right now, more now than ever, people are looking at what these things will appraise for per unit as a way to kind of ensure that they'll be able to get financing during the purchase process or after the purchase process through a refinance. And finally, and this is getting more kind of pronounced as we move along here, what the embedded equity is in a deal. So when someone's buying the cap rates that I just mentioned, low 6s to high 6s or low 7s, what they're expecting now more than ever is some kind of equity position in the deal where they'll generally be okay with buying it at a lower cap rate as long as they know they're not buying exactly at retail. They know there's some margin in there for their equity position. And that's becoming more pronounced, now that the prevailing sentiment is that we're toward the upper end of the housing cycle, and people are not counting on appreciation as much as they used to. One of the portfolios, the Raleigh portfolio, is actually a Class C portfolio. That's generally a portfolio that rents for between $800 and $950 a month in rent. Those portfolios in the top tier markets around the country, like the ones I mentioned, are generally trading at mid 7s to mid 9s. Those kind of properties in other markets around the country, like the Midwest, places like Cleveland, Akron, certain places in Oklahoma, those are trading in the double-digit cap rates. And those properties in the portfolios are being sought after more now than ever because people are, they have a flight toward these high-yielding, better cash flowing portfolios, even though those kind of portfolios are a little bit hard to finance. And what we're finding in those portfolios, more and more sellers are offering out seller financing as a way to entice buyers to buy portfolios and give themselves a liquidity event. So, in kind of summary, if you have a portfolio that's Class B properties in any market around the country, what you want to look at is not only cap rate, but financeability and the price per unit that your properties are selling for versus what buyers will find out to be appraised value at the end of the day. That embedded equity that I was talking about before. Class C properties, more about cash flow, more about cap rate, at least for buyers that I'm seeing in the marketplace. So if you own a portfolio, this is the mainstay of what we do here at Renter's Warehouse is listing and selling SFR portfolios. We are also obviously a property management company, and we do multi-channel acquisition programs for REITs and private investment funds as well. If you're thinking about selling or buying, feel free to give me a call. My information is on this page. Hopefully you found this useful. Thanks a lot.